All right, we're recording. Welcome to you beautiful ladies. I think we've actually just lost one of our presenters, but that's okay because that's pretty much the vibe of today. We're winging it. My name's Bo. I am very, very, very proud ambassador of the Soul Project. I have been for the last 12 months. And in traditional business, I am a registered nurse. I'm an emergency nurse. I've done that for about 10 years. And it was something that I had thought was going to be my career for the next 50 years until I retired. When I found out about the Soul Project from my dear friend Katrina, who actually created the Soul Project, I had postnatal depression after the birth of my second son. And oh God, I think this is actually the first time in a year that I've been able to say it without bursting into tears. And I was broken. I was an absolute mess. I came from a background of business. So I was a manager of a tourist attraction before I was a nurse. I've done all sorts of other traditional business. And I just never ever thought I would say yes to something like this. So this is why we wanted to get today's event underway. It's a relatively new thing that Kaitlyn and Alanna and I have decided to do. But it's when we first met each other online, we realized that we did have something very in common. We all came from a background of something quite traumatic or painful that had happened in our lives and that basically derailed us from where we thought we were going to go. And here we are. Here we are linking arms, become best friends, have just met incredible people through the Soul Project. And all we want to do now is share it with other women just like us. People who don't actually think that this is for them because we were all like that. And people who want to make a difference to other people's lives. So one thing that I loved about nursing was because I get to make a difference. I get to see people on their worst day and help them transform that hopefully into a really positive experience. And that's something that the Soul Project has been able to do. And I've been able to do that from the comfort of my home. So what we do in the Soul Project is we promote a global online wellness program. So there are two parts to the Soul Project, I guess. So the Soul Project is our community. So for our customer base, when you order products, you become a lifetime member of the Soul Project. So you get all the resources that come with the Soul Project of physical activity, community, meditation, mindfulness, and all these other beautiful aspects, recipes that come in the Soul Project. But when you're an active customer and you're actively taking some beautiful Juice Plus products, which is the company that we've aligned ourselves with, you actually get access to our big sexy program called the Vitality Hub, which you can access through an app or you can access online, and it has got a lot of content. Physical activity, HIIT, yoga, Pilates, all sorts of workouts if that's your jam, otherwise more mindfulness recipes and other resources like that. I'm going to quickly touch on the products that we've aligned ourselves with, but I won't go into too much detail because we can give you more information via Messenger. So just get in contact with whoever sent this link. But Juice Plus, been around for 50 years. Incredible company. And what we specialize in is fruits, veg, and berries in a capsule. Basically, they've got specialized farms just for us where they grow 30 different varieties of fruit, veg, berries, and grains to their right peakness. Juice the whole lot, stems, seeds, peels, the whole lot, so you don't miss out on any nutrients. Gently remove all of the water and a little bit of the sugars, and you're left with a really beautiful nutrient-dense powder inside a vegan capsule. So when you're on the trio, you're getting vitamins A, C, E, and folate. When you add in, I don't have them at the moment, I've got the omegas, which has got an orange lid. That's our vegan plant-based omega, which is high in 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9, which you cannot buy over the counter. You just cannot get all those essential fatty acids in one capsule, and it certainly won't be vegan. So if you do live a vegan lifestyle, I highly recommend having a look into our vegan omegas. We don't forget about the kiddies. I've got two small boys, I've got a 4-year-old and an 18-month-old, and I know that I cannot have anything alone anymore. So our capsules, our fruit and veg capsules, have also been made into a gummy. So it looks like a little lolly, a bit like this little gummy type consistency. And it is also low in there's no fructose based sugars. It's like a tapioca syrup that makes it a nice little consistency. But it's also got things like apple, peach, cranberry, orange, mango, date, cherry, beet, prune, carrot, parsley, beet, garlic, broccoli, literally every vegetable that my son will never, ever, ever eat. I am able to get into him very, very easily every day. So that covers our micronutrients. Your macros are covered in our complete shake. Oh my God, I've got the world's oldest Microsoft Logitech cam ever. So I don't know if you can even see this, but this is the vanilla complete. I buy it in the bulk bag because I think of the environment, but you can get them in very convenient single serve sachets. So if you want to take them to work or you want to eat them on the run, you can do that. And it comes in vanilla or chocolate. And that's it. We're not a catalog company. We literally just have a handful of products that we do really, really, really well. And as a nursing background, when I heard that we are the most researched health and wellness product in the world, that was enough for me to be sold on these products. So I highly recommend have a chat to the person that sent this link to you so that you can get to know more about our wonderful products and how we can get you on board. All right, I'm going to pass over to the beautiful Elise. So again, as a nurse, I love things that are measurable. So when you give me results, like blood results or electrolytes, anything like that, that is measurable and I see improved, it lights my heart up. So, I mean, I know there's plenty of people on here that feel amazing after being on our program, but when I hear Elise's story, it just, makes me so happy. So Elise, thank you for coming on today. I'll unmute you and pin you.
Hello, everyone. So as Bo said, she likes to hear results. And being that she was a nurse, you know, if I probably hadn't have started that program, I would have been seeing someone like her a little more often. Because before I started this program, my doctor was ready to send me to hospital to get infusions for my iron. So it would have been someone like Bo having to give those to me. But before I started the Soul Project, I was a childcare worker. And it was just becoming all too much trying to get home, balance the kids. I was paying almost my whole wage on someone else watching my kids, and I was never home with them because we all know childcare workers don't get paid enough. So then I was left with only a few $100s each fortnight to put on groceries. And, you know, not everyone has a partner in their relationship or in their life. I'm lucky I do. So it was on him to pay all the other bills and the rent and everything like that. So I just really was already looking for something else online, but I didn't know what it was when I found it. And I didn't know what it was going to do for me when I said yes. I was really just curious, especially I love food. So when I got told there was good recipes for me and my children, I was like, yeah, give me food. And then when I saw that it was had the gummies and the shakes that were good for the whole family, like what I loved about it was that it's safe for your whole entire family. So there's nothing in our program that you can't incorporate with your children as well, whether it's the meditation, yoga, the food, the chews that Bo just showed you, and even the shakes my kids have really started getting into as well. So I guess along the journey, I've become really passionate about the fact that it is good for children and the change I've seen in my kids as well as myself. Just because I came from the childcare background, I know how hard it is to get food into children because I've been the one that's had to offer advice to parents that struggle with their kids. And I've had to be the one to try and help feed the children in that setting when they're really fussy or struggling to eat, as well as my own kids being fussy. So then when I started the program, my major life change was, well, there's so many things that I found that I've gained from this program. Friendships and community is a really big thing because it's helped support me on my journey. But when I started this, my iron was only like a 9. So I was pretty much on the borderline of being anemic. And now my iron and my vitamin D are both up because they kind of go hand in hand for me. So my iron is now in the hundreds, which it never has been in my whole entire life. I don't know, where do you go? Like, there's so many things that have changed in my life since I've started this, and it's only been about 9-10 months, but my whole life is completely like, there's hope in the future for me. I used to suffer chronic pain, so I could, like, literally putting my feet on the floor in the morning would be a struggle for me, because the pain from my back problem would just shoot down my arms, down my legs. I can get out of bed in the morning, so that's a big start, especially when you have children with behavioral issues that struggle to get ready in the morning and struggle to follow routine. When you're anxious and you're in pain and you're just exhausted from life, like, I needed to be the best version of me to be able to keep up with my children and give them the best life they need. So I'm thankful that I can now get out of the bed in the morning and actually, like, get them ready for school without feeling like I can barely move. And yeah, just having my iron levels up means that, you know, my gut health is better too, because anyone that takes iron supplements, they would have had their doctor tell them that it creates gut problems too, because the iron supplements can block you up. And so I was having gut problems, but then also my iron was just, nothing was going up. So my doctor actually was kind of at a loss. She was like, I don't know what to do for you anymore, because it's not just your iron levels, but your iron stores are not going up. So your body's not storing anything where it's supposed to store it. So it wasn't just like one thing that was down, it was everything was just down. So, you know, being constantly exhausted, I was constantly anxious too, constantly exhausted and constantly stressed out. So for me, this program and the products perfectly align, because I've just gained, I guess they call it holistic health, because holistically it's changed so many aspects of my life. Like, my iron is the major thing that I've seen go up. Like, even my doctor was like, how did you do this? How? When we were giving you things and that wasn't working. So yeah, it's just changed my body so much in so many different ways. For me, just being able to get out of bed in the morning, you know, even I've had friends go, well, how does this work? How is it possible when you, like, your back pain is caused from like a condition? How does it work? And I kind of went, that's a really good question. I'm not a doctor, but it's a researched product and it's worked for me. So you don't know till you don't try, I guess. And I said no to like 4 different people before this, because like everybody else, I was skeptical. And I'm glad that I said yes out of curiosity, because, like, it's changed my life. And like I said at the beginning, I didn't know it was going to change my life, but it really has. I'm a much more mindful parent. I'm much more calmer. I don't have to stress now every day of like, who's going to pick my son up from school. It's me. I get to be there and I get to be happy while I'm there too. So yeah, that's me. And I think
so much beautiful. I bloody love hearing your story. I never get sick of it. Love, 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 love. Thank you so much for jumping on with us today.
No worries.
And then over to our beautiful Kaitlyn. All right, are you off mute? And now how do I mute me? I'm such a rookie.
We'll get there eventually. I'm not sure if I'm pinned or not because I can't see my own face. Hi everyone, my name is Kaitlyn. I'm going to first apologise if you can hear cartoons, Bluey, Hey Dougie and my kids in the background. This is the beauty of working from home. You're always on the go and you work it around your family. Hang on a sec, mate. So as I said, my name is Kaitlyn and I have 2 beautiful children, one of which you can hear. What would you like, mate? Would you like to say hi? I have my co-presenter with me today. So my name's Kaitlyn, as I said. I've been a part of the Soul Project for a little over 1.5 years now. although I've only been in the business for a short time, the journey to my business working online really started about 5 years ago. Snack bribery, it's the greatest thing ever for mums. So about 5 years ago, we found out we were expecting our first son, Xander. And sadly, in September of 2016, we had our first son born at 25 weeks, and unfortunately, he was stillborn. Losing a child is such an undescribable pain. It's something you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. But I remember very vividly in the days after having my boy that I made a promise to myself that if I was to ever have kids in the future, that I wanted a career that was able to fit around my family. So fast forward to the following year, I had my beautiful son, Archie, who you did just see. He was born actually just shy of 30 weeks and came very, very quickly. So we spent the first 2 months of his life at the neonatal unit in hospital. When he was 4 months old, my maternity leave ended, and unfortunately we couldn't financially afford for me to stay home, which is what I desperately, desperately wanted. So not only did that suck because I really wanted to be a stay-at-home mum, but for the first 2 months of his life, he was in a hospital, and I kind of felt really ripped off from having those newborn moments. So I started working locally at an RSL. I worked nights and my husband worked during the days, and we kind of found a little bit of a balance. But in 2019, I started working at a bar that was closest to my house, and I thought it was going to be the best thing ever, and it wasn't. I was doing 12-hour shifts. I was on my feet more than I expected, and during that time I found out I was expecting my now daughter Genevieve. So on top of feeling achy and stressed and a new environment where the clientele was not the best, the groups were really cliquey because they'd been working together for years and I was the new person, I really felt so unsettled and so out of place. Not only that, I have very high-risk pregnancies. I've had, obviously, the loss of my son Xander, but I had a miscarriage the year before of twins just before 12 weeks. And I also have prems, and it was very evident that I was probably going to have another preemie baby. So having such high-risk pregnancies, I knew that my work that I was doing, Archie, please be quiet, honey. I knew that the work that I was doing was going to be harmful not only to myself, but to my growing baby. So I remember one day after a really particularly shitty shift, I think it was 2 a.m. I was laying in bed, scrolling through Facebook, and I came across a post that my friend Katrina had put up about the Soul Project. Now, she'd introduced me to the Soul Project a couple of times over the last few years, and it never just fit right. I'm so sorry for all the noise. I was always like, oh, I'm really hesitant. Oh, I don't know. But this one day, something was really drawing me to contact her. And I'm glad I did, because not only has this changed my life, but it's been able to change the life of my family. Within a month of joining the company, I was able to see how big this was going to be. I quit my job at the bar, thank God, because it was not for me. I was able to be at home with my kids, well, with my Archie at the time. I was able to grow Evie and rest when I needed to rest. Very quickly, my pregnancy became very high risk again, and I was able to look after myself better than I ever have. So by stepping out of my comfort zone, I've been able to create an income from home around my kids. I've been able to financially contribute to our household. my animals, my crazy babies. I've been able to have my independence back and find I found me again. And that was really important because after having Archie, I felt like I lost myself in this journey. I know a lot of people look at online work as, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes were made illegal in the 70s in Australia. You come in, literally everyone's on the same playing field, and you can take this to wherever you want to. You can make it as big as small as you want. I know for me, I was very skeptical and if I would have the time to build something like this. And this business and the beauty of it, it's built in stolen moments. The 5 minutes that you've got, maybe not by yourself in the toilet, you can be working on your business. When you're waiting in the line at the grocery store, you can be working on your business. While you're waiting for the jug to boil, working on your business at these tiny pockets of time that we don't allocate to things normally. That's where I've been growing my business. And I'm so excited that I'm a year and a bit in. I'm excited to see where I'm going to be a year from now, 5 years from now. This has created such a beautiful, beautiful thing for me. And now I get to share it with other people. And that's really what I love about this business. So thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to pass over to Lani. I hope you have a beautiful day, guys.
Okay, I'm in a shopping centre, everybody. Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay, I can still see Kaitlyn though. Do you want to spotlight me, Bo, or am I all good? I don't mind talking like this. Anyway, hi everybody. I'm super pretend I'm you. What a day. Hi everybody, I'm Lana. I'm currently out in a shopping centre at the moment, which is another reason why I love this business, because I was able to catch up with a friend and have a coffee. Here I am. Have a coffee, and then I can jump on this event to share with you a little bit of my journey so far with the Soul Project. Before I joined the Soul Project, I was working full-time in retail, store management. I was working really long days. Sometimes I would start at between 4 and 5 in the morning, and I wouldn't get home till 4 or 5 at night, which meant I didn't get to get breakfast for my girls or put them to bed, which can really take a toll on any parent. They just feel like they're just not being a parent, if that makes sense. I was missing out on my eldest daughter Aurora's school commitments, like swimming, sporting, awards, everything like that. And it was just really making me feel really down and really like not the mother that I thought I was going to be. It was also with all of that work and with the money that I was getting, all being put towards daycare and before school care, after school care. So I didn't actually get any of the money that I was working so hard for. There were times I can recall where I had to borrow money from my friends. I also had to go to Zip Pay just to get a Coles voucher to put food on the table. And doing all those types of things really can get, a person down, because it's spending all this time away from my family to provide for them, and I wasn't able to provide for them. So I was just waking up, in this wheel going round and round and round. What am I doing? Why am I living this life? Like, surely there's got to be a better way. And then all of a sudden I see this ad, and it was for working online. I just thought, no. And I scrolled past. You just sort of see these things and you just think, it's not a thing, can't be a thing. And then I kept seeing it, and then I saw a friend and we spoke about it. I said, I've got to do this because something's really got to change. So I signed up, started doing it, started meeting some pretty inspiring, incredible people along the way that really I could see them building something special while still doing their other jobs. Yes, it was pretty tricky at the start to manage it all, but I've stuck with it. And now here I've been able to leave my reject shop work. I'm only working there casual. We've been able to pay off Zip Pay Afterpay. I can just go to the shops and buy food without having to worry about, where I'm going to get the money from, not having to worry about, how much money I can get, like to pay for those things, not stand at the checkout and do the old transfer money from our savings account. I also have been to every school event for my eldest daughter. I was able to watch her zone, was able to watch her at regionals, was able to watch her get a SRC badge. I'm actually going to her school teacher interview this afternoon instead of doing it on the phone because I couldn't get the time off. I've been able to take the girls out of daycare now only 2 days a week so that I'm spending more time with them. Tim gets home and we can just all be together as a family. And I'm really looking forward to, if this is what I've got now, I really can't wait to see what else we've got, in our future. And I think that's about it for me. And I thank everybody for taking the time to listen. And if you've got some questions, I really encourage you to get them answered because this is going to change your life in the best way possible. So thank you both for having me, and I'll speak to you all later.